what were the emotions tonight for you? Whether it was coming up for warm-ups, pregame, and introductions and all that.
Yeah, a lot of emotions for sure. Good to be back with the guys. Good to be back at home. Good to be on the field, really. Most emotions from the whole night was probably walking off the field after the game. Definitely got me a little misty heading off. So that was good to feel those type of emotions, and good to be back with the guys.
Aaron, why were you misty-eyed after a game in the middle of November?
I just don't take these things for granted. Walking off the field as a winner, it's fun beating that squad. We've had some battles over the years, but just walking out with Preston, who I have so much love and appreciation for, and then hearing that type of response from the crowd was just a little extra special tonight.
Hey, how'd you feel during the game? How was your strength and stamina and all that? Just wondering if there are any lingering effects and if you're feeling good or not so great right now.
I felt pretty good for the most part. I feel like I played, fairly solid. Obviously had the one bad decision in the red zone and probably missed, a couple throws. Definitely third down to Allen. Just didn't throw a tight spiral in the wind there. Had him for probably a big gain. Missed Marquez on a read. I just couldn't see him. He wasn't where I thought he was going to be, but he turned out to run, the right adjustment on the route. Didn't get him. Other than that, I felt pretty good. My wind was good. I got stepped on in the second quarter. That kind of bothered me a little bit, but I felt, wind-wise, I felt pretty good.
Hey, Aaron, from a preparation standpoint, what was this past week like for you? And just how did you feel about everything coming out of Saturday, with the game plan and just where you were at with things?
I mean, not ideal for sure, being on Zoom all week. The best thing for me to be prepared is to be able to repeat the plays in practice and then the walkthroughs. You're hearing them 2 or 3 or 4 times and it becomes kind of second nature. You can almost finish the sentence for Matt. Today, like I told him pregame, was going to be more Ron Burgundy-ish, where, sometimes I just got to repeat exactly what's being said verbatim. And kind of feel my way through some of the plan. But I feel like Matt did a nice job of limiting the long play calls early in the game. There's a lot of run it plays with not a lot of cans or adjustments on them. So I think that made me settle in a little bit. But yeah, not ideal for sure. It'd be nice to go through a full week next week.
Going back to feeling misty-eyed, I was just wondering, were you expecting a different reception than usual from the crowd because of anything that had happened the last couple weeks? And also, I'm just wondering, when you go on the road now, do you expect the reception to be any different than it's usually been when you go on the road?
I mean, I don't think so, but no, it's just like I said, I don't take these moments for granted. Every time you walk off the field as a winner, it's special, and the response is special. And I think it just all kind of hit me there, seeing Preston. Preston's guy checked on me every single day, just about during my 10 days away from the squad. So, I just appreciate his friendship and then appreciated the ovation from the crowd.
At what point in the past 2 weeks did you start to eye this possibility as a return? And when did that become real to you that you could play in this game?
Well, I mean, right when I tested positive, I did the math, and it'd be one of those weird weeks where you don't practice all week and try and go out and play. I've done that before. I mean, I did that my first year starting against Atlanta when my shoulder was killing me. Didn't practice all week, kind of harnessed it up Sunday morning and was able to get through the game. But that's not obviously the most desirable way to go through a week of preparation. But, I stayed ready. I was in all the meetings and in all the conversations, had great phone calls with, the standard nightly calls with Hackett and Getsy and Matt. And so I was in the loop the entire time, but I knew it was going to be, maybe a little bit different feel early on as I kind of got into the plan and then got into the calls.
Dave Schrader.
Hey, Aaron, first of all, I'm really glad you're feeling better. Every year your goal is to win the Super Bowl, and this year it looks like you really have another legitimate shot to get to the Super Bowl and win it. I'm just curious if after being away more than a decade from the big game, you get back, how you'd feel if somehow you're not able to play due to your vaccination status, either as a close contact or another positive test. There's different protocols, vaccinated, unvaccinated. How would you feel if you had to miss that game due to your choice?
Yeah, I don't really like playing the what if game, so I don't like playing the hypothetical game. Obviously, I'd love to be playing second weekend in February, and hopefully we're in that position.
What can you say about AJ Dillon and him picking up the slack when Jones goes down?
Very proud of him. He's a great kid. He works really hard. He's improved in all the areas that he needed to become a more complete back. And smart kid, tough. I mean, he ran through unblocked guys on both of his touchdown runs. So not much more you can say than that. He's a guy who's become very, very reliable. And, you know, his catch and broken tackles and run down the sidelines to get us out of a backed up situation into their side of the field to put the game away and go up 3 scores. I mean, that was the play of the game.
Aaron, I know that you said on Pat McAfee that you spent a lot of time reflecting over the last 10 days. What did you learn about yourself during that period?
Well, I think in general, it was definitely a good time to reflect on the last 17 years and to continue to try and live, daily with a lot of gratitude. In that gratitude was sincere thanks to all the people that reached out. I heard from people all over the country, all over the world, actually, checking on me, seeing how I was doing, sending words of affirmation and support. And that was really special. It was tough to be away from the squad, but the guys checked on me every single day. I heard from multiple guys and all the coaches, and that was, again, really, really meaningful to me to hear from all those people and to have that support. So I really appreciated that part of a difficult 10 days.
Aaron, the week away of practice, did that change anything as far as your ability at the line of scrimmage? Or is that kind of just riding a bike, you just hop back on it? And real quick follow-up, how's your toe?
Yeah, it doesn't change a whole lot because we're at home and it would have been more difficult on the road, I think, with crowd noise. But because they were able to hear me the entire time, the only thing that was different was just trusting the cadences, because obviously, I love to mix up the cadences and not getting a chance to do that and have the guys hear me in practice. I was a little hesitant on how that would all come together, but I thought we protected well. I thought we did good on the checks. And like I said, Matt kind of limited the long play calls and a lot of the check with me's early in the game, which I think we all appreciated, getting up and just running it. And my toe is okay. Made it through the game and definitely happy for that.
Could you talk about the play of the defense today? How they stepped up?
Yeah, that was championship level defense for sure. I mean, the last 3 games playing against 3 stud quarterbacks, holding Arizona to 21, Pat and the Chiefs to 13, and then shutting out Russell and the Seahawks tonight. That's an amazing 3-game stretch. So I'm really, really happy for Joe and his staff. He's got a great staff. They do a great job. And there's guys within that scheme who are glue guys who've been really, really important to the success. The pass rush has obviously been good, but the guys inside stopping the run, guys on the back end making plays. Darnell and Adrian, I thought I played really, really consistent. And in the corners, you can't say enough about Rasul and Kevo coming back, and the young kid, Stokes keeps. Every single week, he's making plays down the field and knocking balls away. And then, maybe the unsung hero who's obviously getting more notoriety, but Devondre has just been such an important part of our success on defense from a leadership standpoint, from a consistency standpoint. He's just been outstanding. And so we're so fortunate to have him.
Hey, Aaron, until the fourth quarter, what caused those offensive struggles in the red zone?
Just execution. We didn't run the ball well for a decent part of the game. really most of the game. I think, especially not on third and those short where we're usually feeling good about getting a yard or 2 yards. It was tough sledding, run the ball, and then passing it. They played a lot of too high. They played a lot of jam front, a lot of too high. It was a good plan for them. They executed well, and we just were a little off in the pass game in the red zone, and just didn't have guys open.
How do you pull out of this? You just won a football game. You don't sound that happy about it. How do you get this behind you with the division some of these things have caused in the last week and a half?
Mike, I'm happy. I'm just a little tired. It's been a long 10 days, and to follow up to Pete's, I felt great on the field, but it's been a couple weeks since I've been out there playing. So it was fun to be back out there, and I'm excited for our guys. I really am excited for the defense, the way they're playing. Offensively, we gotta keep getting better. We gotta shore up the little things. There's so many opportunities today for big plays or touchdowns in the red zone. Just the execution was a little bit off, and if we don't have all 11 doing it the right way, playing a defense that can get after you and flies around and is stout, you're going to have some tough times in those situational moments.
Aaron, you've mentioned your teammates a couple of times now. With what you've been through the last 10 days, do you think the bond is as strong, if not even stronger, with most of your teammates going forward?
I mean, I don't think there was any slip in the bond at all. I just really appreciated all the different guys that reached out over that time. Super meaningful, really heartfelt. Guys checking on me. I had guys, bringing me food. Friends in the neighborhood, taking care of me, looking out for me. That's just really special things. But to hear from so many people, not just on the squad and the coaching staff, the organization, having a lot of the suits reach out and check on me was really, really special and meaningful. And then all the people in my life across the country and world too was really, really cool.
What'd you make of Beckham's decision? And did you feel like your team put enough effort into trying to sign him?
Well, I think that we are obviously limited with our salary cap situation. I'm not sure what he ended up signing for, but I've been friends with Odell for a long time and have so much respect for his talent and his ability. And, I wish him the absolute best in LA. I think, there was a lot of conversations around bringing him in, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't the right fit. But I feel good about the fact that we were in the mix, that there was conversations, and in the end, I guess it just wasn't the right fit.
Hey, Aaron, back to the defense. After that Chicago game a couple of years ago down there, you said we've got a defense or something along those lines. Does it feel, I know we always ask you about championship questions this time of year, but does this feel like the kind of defense that you haven't had over these years? Going back to 2010, obviously.
I don't know, Bill. I don't want to throw any shade on any of those defenses. That we've had some really good ones over the years. This scheme is just so much different than what we've had. When you can stop the run with a light box and play more two-shell on the back end, which has been going around the league. I mean, hell, the Seahawks, who have been, in the same type of defense for a long time with Ken calling it, they played a lot of two-shell today as well. That's kind of the way the league is going. If they can stop you with their front and make it more difficult to throw on the back end, that's what they're doing. And that's what our defense is doing, I think, so well, is covering, but being able to stop the run with the two-show has really been a big deal for them. And then on the back end, giving them confidence, with some safety up at times, I think has allowed them to play a little more free. And when they are freed up in man-to-man, I mean, there's not a lot of guys open. It's contested catches and plays on the ball down the field. Our best defenses over the years have been opportunistic. We've had defenses that gave a lot of yards and had 40 turnovers. We've had defenses that gave up less yards and then less turnovers. This defense is opportunistic and have been really, really stout the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's fun seeing them play with so much confidence. I'm not going to say that we're a defensive football team just yet, but we've definitely been playing like that the last few weeks.
Aaron, you talked about the support that you got from people, not just on the team, but around the world. And I'm just curious about what you made of the criticism that you got from people.
I mean, everybody has an opinion, and I understand it. It's a very polarizing issue for some individuals. But I'm just focusing on the support that I got, and it was deep and wide and greatly appreciated. There's always going to be criticism in this world. I don't define myself by the criticism, but I understand it's a part of this because this issue is definitely polarizing. But again, I'm just so deeply grateful for all the people that reached out.